We are live from the Empowered Mom Studios. And if you've noticed, I have a rather sassy t shirt on. That is because I am working on part of phase 3 of my diabolical plans this year in making empowered birth. Like basically, 2023 started the year of empowered birth, and 2024 is going to be more empowered birth. I got some really powerful things coming up that I'm just so excited about. And it's only May. The sun is going to be coming out. I'm going to get to go back down to the beach. I get to wear my skirts and my sundresses again. No more jackets. Like, it's just awesome. And I get to be more of my shiny, sparkly self. And that is really the key here, because today I'm going to talk to you about taking the gloves off. Way back at the start of 2024, I said that I was taking the gloves off. And this is because I noticed in 2023, as I was becoming more of myself, as I was speaking more, as I was starting to kind of fit into my wings, so to speak, that there were some people and situations where I was noticing I've got these beautiful, shiny, flappy wings that are just so sparkly and gorgeous, gorgeous butterfly wings, I imagine them to be, with all the colors and maybe some sparkle. And they're just so bright and beautiful. But I also recognize that that is intimidating to a lot of people. And, I want to make people feel safe. I want them to feel safe. And I don't want to be like so high above them that they think that I look down on them. At the same time, one of the things that I noticed, and I've gone back and looked at my past when I was a little girl, before the world really started to kick me down, I was this shiny, happy little girl who just wanted to be a princess. In fact, you may have noticed that I've added to my wardrobe again. Last year, it was all about the pretty nails. And check this out. Like, can you see the pretty little flower with the little design? Like, that was something that my manicurist decided to do as an extra special thing for me last week. But I did the nails. The year before that, it was all about the wardrobe, and I broke out the red. The red was very intimidating. I had the red lipstick again. I was back in my element, wearing the sundresses, dressing sexy, as a lot of people in my family were saying. It's like, you're a mom. You should not be dressing sexy anymore. What is it with this red bikini? What is it with these tight little bodysuits? This isn't what you should be wearing, especially since, like, for your age, like, that's not okay. But you know what? I watch a lot of celebrities, the women that I admired when I was growing up, like Nicole Kidman and Halle Berry and Jennifer Aniston, just these beautiful, gorgeous women who are incredibly sexy. They were sexy back then, and they are still sexy now. They are wearing those gorgeous dresses, and I know they're way older than me. I mean, they were adults when I was a kid. So I know that if they can do it, if they can dress all sexy and sparkly, then why can't I? I don't really care what it says on my birth certificate. I don't care what number is there, because you know what? I'm dressing for me now. So I've got the outfits, I've got the nails, I've got my high heels again. I'm so happy about my heels. I mean, it's not practical to walk in them, but they make me feel pretty when I do put them on. And now I've got my tiara. You may have noticed that I have started to wear really sparkly, cute headbands. I mean, check that out. Like, you can't see it very well, but it's like butterflies and pearls and like little rhinestones. Michaela freaking loves these. And like, she's like, Mommy, I want to borrow your headbands. I'm like, no, honey, I'll buy you your own. These are like, I don't want them wrecked. but I'm going to wear them because it's my tiara. This is how I used to dress when I was a kid. This is how I dressed when I was a teenager, until the world said to me that I was weird and that nobody dresses like that, and that somehow dressing like that would make me uncool. And I started to recognize that that wasn't it. All my life it was like, oh, you're too shiny, you're too loud, you're too wild, like you need to be different, you're too much, or you're not enough of something else that we value, you don't fit in the box. So that therefore, if you don't fit in the box, you're not going to have any friends and nobody's going to like you. You can't say this thing, because if you say this thing, nobody's going to like you. You can't be who you are, because if you're who you are, then nobody's going to like you. And you know what I found out? That not being who I was the loneliest person, even if I was in a room with people who approved of the new me. You know, the fake mask that I put on that was a lot less than who I really was. When I took off the sparkly tiaras and I stopped wearing the red lipstick and I stopped wearing red sexy clothes, and I stopped wearing the heels and I stopped being the princess and I stopped having my beautiful butterfly wings and I took them off, and I'm like, the butterfly wings have to go because they're bad and wrong. And it had never occurred to me until recently, as I've been going through this transformation, that it wasn't that my butterfly wings were a problem. It wasn't that my tiara is a problem. You know what it is? It was intimidation. People felt intimidated because they didn't feel like they could be that. And instead of recognizing, oh, I want to be more like that and move towards the light, instead they tried to clip my wings so that they could stay small. But you know what I found out? When you are your authentic self, and this is true when you're trying to go and climb those rungs of success, as I plan to do. In fact, phase 3 of my diabolical plan is to get my empowered birth message out even louder than it has already been. I got the book, I got a program now. My mini courses are going to be coming too. I'm going to have those out there, and I'm building my YouTube channel. I started it back in 2022. And now it's going to get more streamlined. I'm going to have more on it because I want that channel to go viral. Not because it's going to make me a whole bunch of money and success. I mean, that is going to just be a really happy bonus to what my real goal is: helping moms. I mean, I'm here to put that light out there, because if I don't say it, who will? Are they going to say it the way that it needs to be said? Is the information going to get out there the way it needs to if I don't do it? It's not. Other people have tried. They're not me. They don't have my unique message. So I'm putting my magic out there. And you might have seen earlier when I shared the gif of Daenerys and like the boom. Oh yeah, I have plans. I have so many plans. And the thing is that it took a lot for me to get to this point where I am just scattering everything out there. And I don't care what anybody says. They can tear me down all they want. I am not going to stop. They can try to criticize me or say, why did you say that thing? Or how could you possibly share that skeleton in your closet? You know what people are going to think? I don't care what people think. Honestly, I don't care anymore. You know why I don't care? Here's why. Because there are people out there who are thinking the same thing, who are terrified to speak up, who are feeling oppressed, feeling like they're not good enough, and feeling like they don't have any choices. And even in my empowered birth journey, I was the one who's like, I don't really trust the medical system as far as I can throw them right now with what they're saying. I can see the manipulation happening and I don't like it. But everybody around me is telling me that I'm wrong. So maybe I shouldn't say anything. Until I got good and mad, and suddenly I'm the one in the mom groups who is a bit of a troublemaker. And I'm the one that the mods that are like, you got to be in the status quo, did not like. And they would slap my hand and they would mute me. But did that stop me? No, no. Because in that time, I would have anonymous messages from people. They would say, hey, I was saying this in the group. I didn't comment on the thing, but I saw you were being attacked. And I just want to say thank you for speaking up. And I'm like, you're welcome. Because you were too scared to speak up. You saw how I was getting torn down. And you recognized, and I've reached you. And you can heal. So I've got a list. I mean, I wrote out an actual outline this time. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is that you need to be your true, authentic self. However bright you like to shine. Maybe you're a t-shirt person and you just like to wear t-shirts, and that's fine. Or maybe you do like to dress up. Maybe you do like to put a little bit of sparkle in whatever you do. And you're worried and you're like, but other people might find that to be like, I'm too high and mighty if I put that little bit of sparkle. But you know what? That's on them. And if they don't like your sparkle, that is their own issue. If they stop listening to your message because they don't like the way you dress, they're the wrong people. They won't care how you dress if you're saying something that speaks to their heart and soul. You can't say the wrong things to the right people. You can't be the wrong kind of person for the right people. You can only be the wrong kind of person for the people that aren't right for you. Like, that's it. You can't say anything right to the wrong person. No matter what you do, no matter how you dress, no matter how much you try to fit in, they are the wrong people. They're not your people. You're a swan and you're talking to ducks. You got to talk to the swans. So how are you going to find the swans if you're in the pool of ducks and you've got a duck mask on? They're not going to find you. So you need to be yourself. So I am attracting moms who maybe they do like a little bit of sparkle. Maybe they've been told that they're too sexy and they need to tone it down now that they're moms. Well, guess what? Me being my sexy self and choosing to express myself the way I always have and always will without any fear, like doing that and being like, you know what? I'm just going to be me, is going to allow some other mom who's like, I dressed like this before, but now I'm a mom, so maybe I can't dress like that anymore. And I'm like, girl, if you want to wear a freaking red sparkly dress and like show off and be like gorgeous, and just because you're a mom, like, no, you go out and you be your sexy self and you don't care what anybody says. Girl, if you want to still dress like that and you feel like your body is still holding up enough that you can do it, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to rock this, and I don't care what it says on my candles on my birthday cake. Like, maybe you're approaching 50. There are some really sexy, gorgeous women in their 50s that I am following now, and I'm watching them. There's this woman I'm following, Midlife Muse. She is gorgeous. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, I like that outfit. I like that outfit. When I'm her age, yeah, that's what I'm going to wear. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to style my hair. And looking at it, it's like, I can stay young forever. I can stay me forever. I don't ever have to change who I am or how I look just to fit into a certain box. I don't have to change just because I'm a mom or a mom of a certain age. Doesn't matter. And I don't have to change who I am just because I'm climbing another level of success. In fact, I can dress up and I can fit in, and the right people will find me. And that's the thing. When you are your true authentic self, here is what that does. Number one, and I've got it written down, it repels the pretenders. Those people, especially as you become so sparkly, you're going to attract a certain level of people who are attracted to that light, but they themselves are, well, I don't need to give labels, but they're the takers. They're the ones that are just trying to get a piece of you, and they like that you're all shiny because you make them look good. However, they themselves are not willing to step up to be the level that you need to be. So they're also going to try to dim your light so that you think you need them. You think you need them in order to stay successful. You think you need them in order to be loved. And they will continue to say, if you continue to be so much shinier in this area that I can't get to your level, I'm not going to love you anymore. You cutting your own wings off to try to appease them, or to add pieces to yourself to try to that don't fit who you are just to appease them. If you're your authentic self, you don't do that. You take a look at them and you're like, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I understand how you think that that might make me look better. And it's just not me. And I don't want to do it. And I'm not going to do it. It doesn't feel right for me, and I'm not going to do it. I hope you'll still love me anyway. And just have that be okay. If you don't love me anyway, then I know you're a pretender. You didn't love me. You loved the shininess. You thought the shininess was going to rub off on you. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I'm not for that. So I love you. However, if you're going to use me, I'm going to graciously exit because I want to be with people who love me and will love me even if some of my shininess rubs off, like the Velveteen Rabbit. The Velveteen Rabbit was loved by the boy even as his little button eyes fell off and he was just basically a shabby little thing. And his nanny is like, wouldn't you like a shinier rabbit? He's like, no, I want my bunny. He is real. He's real to me. You want to be real. I love that book, by the way. It's one of my favorites. So the idea is you scare off those pretenders, those China dogs and like the clockwork toys and all of those things that think that they are so important, but they break the second that they're tossed. Whereas the Velveteen Rabbit is able to withstand it because maybe it's not as splendid all the time, but it does become real and it does become a very splendid, beautiful bunny in the end. The fact is, like, when you're real, that shines through to your true beauty. So I'm real. I am totally real. Like, yes, I am incredibly sparkly and shiny, and I'm loving, and I'm like, I will give. At the same time, you got to be real with me too. Because if you're not, if you can't love me as I am, because sometimes there's days where my hair is not very fancy. Sometimes I'm in my bathrobe. Sometimes I just want to sit on the couch and I just want to watch a movie. I don't want to do anything because it's like, I'm going to take care of myself. Can you still love me when I'm not shiny and sparkly and doing things for you? If you can't love me when I'm not doing things for you, it was not real love. It was attachment and expecting something out of it. It was taking. Not going to work. So it scares off the pretenders and allows you to not be taken advantage of, even as you're getting shinier and shinier and attracting those people. You don't fall victim to them. No matter how successful you get, and yes, you are going to attract those people. They are going to try to take advantage of you. When you have recognized that you are your authentic self, you can also set those boundaries with them and still be you. And no matter what they say, when they realize you're not going to give what they thought that you were going to give because they can't take advantage of you, it rolls off because you realize it wasn't love. It wasn't true love. So it's like, oh, okay, whatever. The next one is it shows those people who are hurting that they can heal. If you yourself share your vulnerability and share where you were at and air your dirty laundry that you had, the skeletons in your closet that you had, that you've worked through, just got to be clear with that. You've got to have already worked through it and been from a place of, hey, I was struggling with this. I was dealing with this. This is what it led to. This is the transformation I had. When you go back and you say, this is where I was at and this is where I am now, they can see that transformation. They're like, wow, this is what I'm struggling with right now. You mean there's a way out? I don't have to stay here in the darkness. There's a way out. Yes, there's a way out. You're showing those people who haven't even started the healing that they can get to that level. I used to be terrified to get in front of the camera. It wasn't until I saw people who were like, I used to be terrified of getting in front of the camera and sharing. And I had all these stories around it. And like, me too. But you're out there and you're speaking and you're doing what I wish I could always do. And you're shiny and you're sparkly. And you're telling me there's a way out. I can do this. And then it allows you to help those people, but it also, you can see it in others as well, because everybody has this. That's the key. Even those people that you think are so much higher than you, that are so perfect, have skeletons too. And the ones that I love most are the ones that are not afraid to share those vulnerabilities. I freaking love Taylor Swift because everything in her music, as beautiful and theatrical as she is, as amazing as she is, how powerful her music is, it's powerful because of the visceral pain. She took her pain and she transformed it. And when people started tearing her down, there are songs in there where she's like, I'm not going to put up with your crap. I stay up too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. And it's like, I love her. She took something that like people were tearing her down. I remember when Kanye West did that thing. And now she and Beyonce are like besties from it. They took that and so it could have pit them against each other. And they took that and they turned it into this loving friendship where they're always supporting each other. So when you look at that and you see, oh, I'm hurting right now, but others have been where I'm at and I can heal. You need to share your stories, your vulnerabilities, and what you've struggled with and be authentic. Not be afraid that if somebody finds a skeleton in your closet, you're not going to be liked anymore. But instead, it's like, oh, if somebody wants to dig up a skeleton, I mean, as I get more and more successful, people will be like, did you know that Carly was in an abusive relationship for 13 years and she was cheated on and she still stayed with him? Oh my gosh, whoa. It's like, but then somebody else will be like, this is not gossip. She literally did a speech on this. She literally has podcast episodes where she talks about this. It's in her book. Like, she's not ashamed of it. So why are you trying to tear her down? Like, she's just like, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and tear me down. Go ahead and say, Carly used to be this unpopular little girl and she used to dress up like Catwoman and she used to pretend that she was a cat in elementary school and she was really weird. Yeah, I just did that. I just did that. I totally just owned that. So anybody who finds this video later, who happened to have known me in elementary school, yeah, I totally was that girl. You're right. And I've transformed. So how is that? Like, if you've got something in your past that you're like, oh, well, if they find out that I was this outcast, I'm not who they think I am. No, share it. because there's somebody else out there who's currently an outcast, who thinks that nobody is going to love them and that they have to go and cut off those beautiful butterfly wings. You don't want them to cut off those beautiful butterfly wings. I see this with a lot of kids at my son's school, like his classroom, and even my daughter too. I watch these kids on the playground, and there's these kids that are just vibrant and full of life. And then there's adults who try to like make them less of that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this kid is great. This kid's a comedian. Maybe they're not going to be the doctor that their parents expect them to be, but they're an amazing comedian. They love to make people laugh. That's where they should be shining. But if you just try to keep your kid in a box, like I was supposed to be in a box, and lots of people, even actors, are supposed to be in a box and they're not. Some of my favorite actors are the weird ones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're just weird like me. That's even better. I really like you even more now because you're weird. Show your weirdness, because it allows others who are in that darkness to see, oh, there's a way out. I can be me. Next one, it helps the healing to heal more at a faster rate. So those who are starting to be like, this is both, like, I'm not going to say it this time, just in case Facebook does the thing, but you know what I'm saying. This is BS. And if this happens where I speak up more, what is that going to do for others? Oh, maybe I could speak up. Maybe I could get more visible. Maybe I could be successful. Maybe I could leave that relationship that's been killing me. Maybe I could go for my dreams. Maybe I could go back to being my sexy mama self, and it's going to be okay. Maybe I could go and put my tiara back on, even though I have a certain date on my calendar that's saying this is how old you are. You're not a little girl anymore. And these are like, you're shopping at Claire's for these headbands, and this is marketed to teenagers, and you're wearing that. But I could do that. I could definitely do that. I saw women that had unicorn horns on, and they were much, much older than me. And I'm like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to do that now. I want to have fun now. So I got cat ear headbands for my daughter and me, and I wear those too. I don't care. It's fun. Life is too short not to have fun. So I may be getting older technically, but I'm not getting old, and I'm not going to grow up. So anybody who is waiting for me to grow up and stop acting like a kid, good luck. I'm going to be doing this for a very, very long time. So I'm just going to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. See, I'm even going to sing. I'm even going to do that. I'm just going to have fun. And if people don't like it, well, that's on them, because that just means that it's not for them. That's okay. And that is the message, like for the healing, to be like, oh, I can speak up more. I can be myself, but others won't like me if I do that. But there's other people that will like it. And oh, look at this person, and they're sharing more, and they're similar to me. I can do that. I could get to that level. Like, I thought I was here, but I could really be like up here and maybe even go higher. Really? I have more possibility. Okay, I'm going to do this. And finally, when you're your full authentic self, you attract your swans. You attract those people to you who are already at that high level that you want to get to. And they see you, and they're bringing you up with them. I found my swans. I found my soul family. I am so happy where I am. I am so happy for the people I'm going to meet in the future. I have no idea what is in store for the rest of 2024. And I'm excited because I know that it's all going to be really awesome stuff. There's probably going to be some challenges too, because when you get to a higher level, there's always going to be something. And even the people at the highest levels that you see, they have something. In fact, I was watching, this came into my newsfeed. I don't know where it came from or why Instagram showed it to me, but it was really, really cute. So Nicole Kidman and Jimmy Fallon were talking like on his show, and he'd apparently they had a history. And she's like, I haven't seen you since. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, what is the story here? Well, apparently, back when Nicole Kidman was single, I don't know when this was, but they're sharing this interaction. You can go and check it out. You can probably find it on YouTube or Instagram or something. I don't even know where it was, but it was a reel and it came up. And she's like, like, you tell your version of the story first. So he's like, okay, so my version was I was walking down the street and I was just like, my friend called me, our mutual friend called and said, hey, Nicole Kidman wants to meet you. And maybe she wants you in Bewitched or something. And like, so I didn't know what to do because I didn't know how to entertain. And he's telling me to get some cheese or something. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, go get some brie. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And like, I was really panicking because I don't do that. I don't host. And then Nicole Kidman goes and tells him, it's like, do you know what that really was? It's like, I was newly single and I liked you. And I asked Rick to let me meet you. And he's like, wait a minute, what? And she's like, yeah. And I showed up and like, you were like, hey, and you had a baseball hat on. And like, you like, I was like, oh, he's not interested in me. And like they had this whole back and forth thing where she's telling him, it's like, I was trying to see like if you were interested, but like you put on sweatpants and like you weren't dressed up and you didn't interact with me and you just like you played a video game and you ignored me and I thought you weren't interested. And he's like, I was nervous. And it was so cute though, because like you're seeing this, like, oh my gosh, like even Nicole Kidman, gorgeous, fantastic, shiny Nicole Kidman, she had thought that Jimmy Fallon wasn't interested in her. Nicole Kidman, like getting that clear, like she is looking at Jimmy Fallon. She likes Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, like, and Nicole Kidman, like, think about that. And she's thinking he doesn't like her. Come on, guys in the audience out there, or anyone who knows a guy. If you asked any guy, it's like, if Nicole Kidman wanted to go on a date with you, would you have said yes? And like, it'd be like, well, I'd be out of her league, but like, yeah, if I had a chance with Nicole Kidman, I'd snag it. But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, no matter how shiny those butterfly wings are, no matter how sparkly that tiara is, no matter how incredible that person is to you, they still have that feeling that maybe somebody's just not interested in them. Or maybe someone just doesn't like them. Maybe somebody is judging them. Maybe somebody doesn't actually see them. They don't see their value. So even the highest level people out there have imposter syndrome. Every single one of us. The difference is we don't let it stop us. There is a moment when I am talking, when I'm doing my thing, my videos, and I just edited a whole bunch of them. I've noticed this is I will be recording and it's just me in front of the camera. I'm not live. I'm just recording in front of the camera and I'm tripping over my words sometimes, or I say something differently. And even as I'm talking, I'm thinking to myself, I hope this lands. I hope this works properly. If it doesn't, I might have to edit it out. And then I go back and I watch my videos. I could have somebody professional do it. I could even have Hunter do it for me. I could probably teach him and he'd be like, yeah, mom, I know how to edit videos. I've been doing it on TikTok this whole time. What do you mean you don't know how to edit on TikTok? Here, it's easy. I'll show you, like that kind of thing. He's 11. He does that. I could do that, but I like watching my videos. And the reason I like watching them and editing them myself is because as I'm watching, I'm seeing that even though at the time of speaking, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be any good. I might have to re-record it. It might not land the way I want it to, the intention. I go back and I'm like, holy crap. Wow. Oh my gosh, I don't even have to edit very much. Oh, maybe I just need to edit that part. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is awesome. Holy crap. And like, I was nervous at that part, but it doesn't even show. And like, I didn't know if I'd said that right, but wow, like now that I'm looking at it. So it's like doing the thing is more nerve wracking than the outside. Doing the thing, you have all these stories and you have that feeling, but you got to just do the thing. And the outside world has no idea that you were nervous if you're doing the thing, or how much it took you in your inner game to do that thing. And the people who love you, who have gone through and done the inner work and know you and understand you, they know how much it took for you to just do that one small thing. They know how much it took, the work that you did to get to that level. Most of the outside world doesn't see it. They don't see that inner transformation. However, the people closest to you, or those who truly understand you and know you and have also gone through that transformation, they resonate at a deeper level. They know how much it took. And they're freaking proud of you. And they are inspired by you. And they're going to keep loving you up to your next level. So even though I am, like people say it all the time, how amazing I am in my transformation, it's like, you know what? I know how much courage it took for you to go and create that one video. You know, the one you're trying to tear yourself down about, or to speak to that person. You know, the one that you felt that they wouldn't even want to listen to you. But now you're in connection with them. And I know you've got some more stories about that, how you're going to keep this up. But the truth is, you are just yourself. That's all you have to do. Just keep being you. Don't put on the mask again. Take the mask off. They love you without the mask. They didn't love the mask. They saw you. They knew right from the start who you were. They knew you were a swan, not a duck. They knew you were pretending to be a duck, but they knew you were a swan, and they want you to come and fly with them. So go fly. All right. So I think I'm done my soapbox, and it's 111. Perfect timing, universe, as always. I am going to go and nerve-wrackingly record another unproven, untested version of a video because I have a new format for how I'm doing them. Part of my diabolical plan, which of course I'm not going to reveal all of my secrets. The magician never reveals all her secrets. And I am going to make sure that this goes boom. But I'm also excited, and it's all testing and it's all fun. It's all experimentation. And I'm just really excited about this latest project. I can't wait to unroll it when it's done. But the thing is, I got to go and do that now. I've got a little bit of time before the kids come home, and then I'm going to edit the videos and be blown away again. And that's why I've got this t-shirt on too, by the way, totally sassy, right? Because the video I'm going to be doing is all about induction and the mistakes, because it's induction season again. And well, because we're going into the summer, of course, it's the second induction season, and I'm getting pissed off. And when Carly gets pissed off, she gets out of her own way. She does the thing and she faces her fear. So that's what I'm leaving you with. Go do the thing. Don't be Jimmy Fallon and put on the yoga or the sweatpants and blow it with Nicole Kidman. Seriously though, that video was so funny. If you can find it on YouTube or anything, like check it out. They are adorable. And like they go back and forth and they're trying to talk, I think, about the Paddington Bear movie. So it was that interview and they're just going back and forth, but it was really, really cute. It was so cute. It's like she's talking to Jimmy Fallon and Nicole Kidman. And there was like a chemistry thing going on. It was so, so adorable. I loved it. I'm probably going to try to find it again. Maybe if I can find it, I'll share it. But like, I love watching celebrities and doing the talk and seeing behind the scenes and understanding like the struggles that they have, the challenges they have, because it really shows like even the shiniest, sparkliest people, they're human. We're all human. So let's take the damn masks off and just be authentic. Come on. Seriously, what do you have to lose? A bunch of fake people who only like you when you're doing things for them or acting a certain way and they don't like your whole shiny self. So when you skip around, they say you got to cool it. Or when you suddenly burst into song, they roll their eyes and say that you're ridiculous or whatever it is. The thing that makes you, that makes you so happy, they don't like it. Do you really want to live your life like that and not get to be you? I mean, we're only here for so long. Screw that. No. I'm the one who's going to sit in my chair, watch a movie on the plane, and I totally did this. And maybe there's some uptight person next to me who just wanted me to be quiet and just watch my movie quietly. And I'm like, I'm not going to sing, but I am going to do this in my seat because it was part of your world. And it's like, I just love it. And I'm going to get all excited as we start to land the plane and I can see the ocean and it's so pretty. And I'm just going to be all excited. I don't care. I'll never see that lady again. And even if I did, well, again, I'm me. If people don't like it when I'm skipping down the street singing a song, that's on them. The world is a beautiful place. It is my musical, and I am the star. And I am going to go out. And if somebody doesn't want to join my musical, that is fine. But I am going to live my life the way I want and enjoy it and be my authentic self in person and on camera, no matter where I am. All of my friends know that who they see in the camera is who they see in person, and usually more of it, and they love it. And that is the key. You want the people to be like, you are the same no matter where you are. You're not suddenly morphing into a different person that I don't recognize. You are the same person because you don't have to keep up appearances when you're authentic. You can just be you. Messy, wabi-sabi, as my dear friend and mentor Annie Lala talks about. Just out there, a beautiful meadow with wildflowers, not a boring manicured golf green. All right. Go shine. I love you. Happy May. Go enjoy the sunshine and the flowers. And I'll talk to you soon.